At the end of part 2, I found myself looking at the track plan and was dissatisfied with a couple of items. One included the car capacity of the yard, and the second was the curving approaches of the industrial switching lead. Welcome to the Dahlia Street switching layout in HO scale, part 3, revisions in track plan. We're starting here at the easternmost end of the switching layout, and we can see that here in Industry 1 I've now added 2 tracks as the prototype had. The other thing I've changed is the switching lead, which has a broad curve in this region. I've put a slight bend in it to represent the divergence of the switching lead away from the industry. Here in the next segment to the west, with industry number 2, there have been no changes. I did decide to make the central modules 5 feet long. Those will easily fit inside of my car. And that's going to make some changes in what we can get for the west side of the layout. Here's the original dividing line between the center 2 modules for this layout. You can see now that I've indicated this is going to be a 5 foot long module. The first big changes that I was allowed to make given the 5 foot module was here in the yard. I've increased the yard tracks by about 18 inches. This has taken the arrival and departure track to about an 8 car capacity, and the spot out of place track to 5 car capacity, and significantly lengthened the locomotive runaround. It did not change the sidings for Industry 3 and 4, but it did mean that I had to extend this siding that went to the previous Industry number 5. Moving west farther still, we can see the addition of a new turnout. This is the one that has been pulled up on the prototype, but this supplies the industry at the far west end that is overgrown by trees now. So what we have is a new Industry number 5 here, and this again is a cinder block building, and it had a space for 2 car spots. But now we can extend the siding out to a 6th industry here, and on the ground there's a fence that divides these properties, and this had a gate, chain link gate, that came into an open space with a building that sat about here. Again, I've decided to represent the curved main line or curved switching lead for the industrial complex and the divergence away from the siding. This gives some rationale as to why this siding couldn't have been reached just with a left-hand turnout coming into this region, and it's because the switching lead was coming in on a pretty big curve from the west.